Hey, hi everyone. It's me, Maria. Mawipa Social Media is today. Yep. Everyone come and follow me. So I'm here to talk about the Lindsey Lohan. And many YouTubers have been following the story, so have I. I got my Denny's. I got my Denny's cold coffee to wake up. Yes, I'm here in my apartment, not inside but outside. And it's a very beautiful day. Look at my beautiful gray hairs. Anyway, I hope that everybody had a great weekend. I know that this is Wednesday, and I'm late on many of the news and many of the updates. But I'm here to talk about Lindsey Lohan. What do I think of Lindsey Lohan? Well, what do I think of Lindsey Lohan? Well, apparently Lindsey Lohan had a lot of issues when she was in her days when she was a very popular actress and going out with many. Supposedly, she was also in a lot of just. I think it was just one relationship where she was with Ronson. That was her lover, I think it was her girlfriend, and also she just went downhill with her drug abuse and her alcohol abuse, and apparently that led her to lose a lot of jobs and a lot of contracts and a lot of movies and a lot of parts because she was just a person that producers and directors can not rely on. And though she was coming in late, uh, she was coming in uh, all all drunk and just very chaotic past that she had. I do believe that Lindsay Lohan did move to another country. I believe. I don't know. I think she said Russia, if I'm not mistaken, and or some other foreign country that she's living at right now. So the headlines say that Lindsay Lohan was smacked in the face by two adults that were apparently going somewhere with two children, and she thought that uh, they were doing child trafficking and stuff like that, and apparently she got smacked for it. And it shows the video where she's actually following these people with the two children. Uh, she's actually talking in a native language, like she's talking very fluently, and she does it quite well actually. She's talking very fluently, and I couldn't believe it because yeah, when you're in a country, you kind of like yeah, you do absorb their language. Only that I can't believe that she talks so well, and at first I couldn't believe it, but I did see the video. I saw a clipping of it, just little bits and pieces of it. I didn't see where she got smacked. That I didn't see. I didn't see where she got smacked. I don't see that part, but I do see that she is talking in another language and that she is following those people. So apparently, today I hear in YouTube that she was trying to kidnap those two kids. I think that what she was trying to do is trying to take the kids away from the people that had the two kids because she thought that they might have been child trafficking. Now, do I think that she that her idea of child trafficking was off? No, I don't. Since we are now talking about it, and that has been the big news, and also the big news of Bill Cosby. But um, I have other opinions about Bill Cosby. So, but we're not talking about Bill Cosby today. So, do I think that her believing that these people could have been uh, doing child trafficking? No. Do I feel that she was under the influence? Could have been. She looked a little bit distraught, and she did look a little bit, like she was under the influence of alcohol. But also, it could have been that she was making a movie or a documentary of it, and that's why she sounded the way that she sounded, and that's why she uh, probably was, you know, going after these people. But I don't think that uh, it was far fetched her idea of having these people having her thinking that these people were trying to do something to kids. And the only reason why I say that is because I um, heard in the news that this lady was going into Walmart. She had her two children, and this male between the age early 20s and probably late 20s or 30s, and he was following her at Walmart. Of course, apparently she was doing shopping for her husband, and I think for her kids, and she had her kid. One kid was in the cart, and then the other, I believe, was walking with her, and he kept following her everywhere she went. So, kidnapping does exist, and since, and child trafficking is and always has been an issue here in the United States, why not in other countries? This is not the only country who is suffering child abduction and child trafficking and um, child predating. No, it exists. I think it exists in other countries. So her idea and her worrying about it was not really far fetched. Um, her being under the influence, I think that she has been so stigmatized that even when she is sober, they still think that she's under the influence. And so I think that that has fallen upon her. And so now whatever picture they take of her, they will put it in a bad light. Even if she is sober, they'll still put it in a bad light because they just want to dramatize on the news. And so the more you dramatize, the more hits or the more likes or the more you'll have a reader to click in and read the article or whatever it is that is pertaining to her. Remember, we are talking about Lindsey Lohan, who used to do movies, and she was very popular back in the days of the 80s and 90s. She was very, very popular. Even in the 2000s, she was still very popular up until, of course, she got to a point where nobody was hiring her any longer and giving her any more jobs because, of course, she would come to the studios and to the jobs under the influence. And so nobody wanted, that kind of liability, or nobody wanted that kind of, person to be working in a movie. So, or represent their movie attached to her. But I am a Lindsey Lohan fan. I always have been. I think that her being her being with people that were not helping her in any kind of way or trying to make her shine more is what led up to her career going down. People that were so negative and wanted to be her friend just for publicity means and to make it behind her name. And so, yeah, and also the bad parenting. I know I'm going to get a backlash at this, or maybe not, but I think very much that her downfall was because of very poor family guidance and not enough discipline and not enough just parenting. There were many lows in her life where she needed friends and family, and she had none. Do I believe that her moving to another country has made her a better person, a better human being? Yes, I do. But do I think that she was far-fetched into thinking that, these kids could have been in danger? I don't think it was far-fetched. I don't think that people should be making fun of her, because I think that was very, actually very, I would feel like, like if I see these people and they look suspicious to me, yeah, you know, I would follow. You know, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Her talking fluently in that language and I think it was Arabic, or I don't know what kind of language. It was either from Russia or from Arabic, one or the other. I don't know, but I want to tell you something. She wasn't slurring, okay? She wasn't slurring, because usually people that are under drugs or under the influence, they usually slur. She wasn't slurring, and she was speaking very, very fluently, and like as if though she knew what she was saying, like most people that slur, they're usually like that, but she wasn't doing that, so she wasn't slurring. So when she put the camera to her, yeah, she looked like she was all out of it. But that could have been a documentary that she was doing. And because the lady was a drinker and was, and has been on drugs, uh, she will look like, she is a very fair-skinned woman. So we cannot judge on a video that was very blurry and very grainy. We can't judge on that. Um, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go to the point of saying that Lindsay Lohan tried to kidnap these two kids, and I think that more of it was more of trying to make headlines and trying to exaggerate just a bit on that. I also wanted to talk about Bill Cosby, and somebody made a very good point. Now, do I think that if he committed all of this, and he of course is going to face 10 years in prison? Um, Now, I know a lot of people may disagree on what I'm saying, and that's okay, because this is what we're here for. Um, he apparently drugged like 40 to 50 women, and all of them came out now saying that he drugged them. Very interestingly, um, he never drugged any of his co-workers. Like, I wouldn't say Rudy, because Rudy was very small. And I'm talking about the character, okay? Because I really don't know her name. I don't know her name. But, okay, like Lisa Bonet, she was very much a young girl, very pretty, and still is very beautiful. And then Felicia Rashad. Now, I find it very strange that he didn't attempt not once to do anything to her. Um, I'm wondering why, if it did happen at one point, why never Felicia Rashad or any of the young ladies that were working with Bill Cosby ever mentioned that they were drugged, or that he had touched them inappropriately, or tried to do something inappropriately, since he was working on a day-to-day basis with these very beautiful women. So I'm wondering to myself, some of the commenters said, well, some of these ladies were looking for fame, and they took pictures of Bill Cosby with one of or several of the women that apparently said that they had been drugged by him. And it looked to me like in the picture that, they were leaning over him, and, very, in a very personal, um, way. So, um, but if he did, apparently, he was tried and was sentenced to 10 years. And I think that uh, here goes another one that uh, apparently will be doomed. will be doomed because, he's old. And we all know that once you go to prison, prison life is very hard. In time, if he was innocent of all of those things that they claimed that he did and he didn't do it, in time it will be known. 50 women or more are, yeah, whatever. I'm just saying 50 because that's what comes up to my mind. Um, Apparently, you know, they they all probably knew him on a personal level. You know, these women were adults. First of all, they weren't kids. Um, Now, in the situation like that, no, you don't know when somebody's putting drugs inside your drink. So I can't actually blame them for that, because you don't know, you know. And I wasn't there, so I can't be judging on. I will speak for myself, though. If I were in a situation like that and I knew that I felt uncomfortable in what a man was doing to me, uh, I would leave.